Coming up next, we got Don Grizzle. You gotta say it to the people, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, it's the guy Don Grizzle, man, checking in VMO Radio Live, and yeah, we're glad you're here, and we're ready to get the show and put on a show, and you do know that.
Yeah. Okay. And then we're missing somebody right now, but he said he's going to join us maybe a little bit later in the show. GT, the Acting Gartrell, man, we appreciate you. All right. And of course, I am James V.M.O, aka, okay, got you. Let me adjust my screen. Everybody in there. All right. And again, my name is James B.M.O, aka Mr. How many kids you got? But anyway, man, again, man, appreciate y'all, man. Like, comment. So I'm gonna start off light right now. Something light, get the vibes going. So, what is a commercial or a jingle that you remember from back in the day? I was like, you know what? As soon as I heard it, boom, I just had to have it. What was that commercial?
We all speaks. We're making life easier. Yeah, I'm just kidding. A jingle from back in the day. Look at this nigga. Look at this cowboy ranger right here.
That's right. That's right.
Boy, you like a male stripper named Rudolph.
Yep. Just finished stripping for your woman. She paid well too.
I heard that. Amen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I knew I was missing $2 off my dress. God damn, should have grabbed that chain for your ass. What's up? What's up?
Not much, man. Just getting in the house. Trying to get in on full effect.
What you been in the hold down or what?
Nah, I just felt like being a cowboy today. I was at the lounge. If you need me, I'll be at the lounge.
I hear you, man.
Okay.
That's almighty.
So how you fellas doing tonight?
Oh yeah, we're doing good. We live on TikTok already now, so you know.
I know I was telling some people to get on.
What's up? We're doing good.
I see, James, you got the fedora on tonight. Mr. V.M.O is back.
Yes, sir. Good, man. Doing good. So right now, hey man, we're just keeping it light, just trying to get that energy up. So what is a commercial or jingle that you remember from back in the day? As soon as you heard it, it was like, man, I just had to have it.
Big Red.
Big Red to go?
Yes.
Person detect.
Okay.
That was the best.
Okay. What was the commercial? Still
The tape is going to move you.
What, Juicy Fruit? It was always the gum commercials that did.
I got you.
Don Grizzle, what you seem like you deep in thought up there. Are you thinking about something from back in the day? You know you got to think back real far.
Yeah, actually I am, Trey. I am. And you know, the one that I'm thinking about back in the day is and I didn't necessarily have to have it, but you know, just hearing it enough times, you know, it stuck, which was is the old lady time to make the donuts. You know what I'm saying? That was one for me because, you know, even to this day, like, you know, it might not be the commercial plan, but, you know, when it's time to go to work or get at it, that's what I be thinking. Like, because it was an early commercial, you know, back in the 80s where, you know, these older women, woke up, to get in there and start making the donuts. So I always kind of just, kind of connected the two, like, you know what I'm saying? Early in the morning when it's time to go to work, it's time to go make the donuts, which that's a double entendre because it's time to go make the dough. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
You know what I'm talking about?
Grizzly, you confusing the Wendy's ladies with the guy that worked for Dunkin' Donuts because it was an old white guy with the big thick mustache saying time to make the donuts, and then it was the three ladies with Wendy's saying where's the beef.
Okay, well, you're confusing Wendy's ladies with the Hardee's ladies because it was never where's the beef, you know what I'm saying, with Wendy's. So if we want to be technical, I mean, okay.
Right now, Google it right now. The three ladies, because I seen somebody that had the T-shirt. The three ladies that said,
Okay.
beef.
All right, cowboy.
Go watch Time Machine because they got it on their shirt on Hot Tub.
Okay.
I knew that. I was a commercial watcher.
Okay. So
I was a commercial watcher.
I was a commercial. I'm still.
So
love
your ass is up on TV looking to look at old ladies. Look at your ass. Where's the beef? You like, I got it right here. Point down to you. Did I tell you?
Right. Yeah. And here's the guy that's standing up watching old ladies chewing big red gum, but didn't even tell us a commercial. Like, who remembers a big red commercial? Like, oh, I just gotta have some big red after I see big red commercials. That just really,
you sang the jingle.
you know what I'm saying?
It's a little longer. Get close a little longer.
I was waiting
Longer with Big Red.
Hey,
You remember that shit? Don't play with me.
I remember about Big Red, and he still never said the commercial. So it's like, okay, we just supposed to take your word that Big Red had a commercial that we don't know about? Okay.
Google it. Google is your friend.
Okay.
even what was it with the double mint? They even had a commercial with the twins. The double mint. They had twins. That's what started my fascination with twins back in the day because of the double mint commercial. It was always dumb commercials that had me hooked. I don't know why.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Look at it.
Then I got into the big
James Young, the commercial he listened to, they still on.
Oh, nah,
James wasn't born yet. That was before his time.
Oh yeah.
He the baby of the group. That's before his time. You don't remember that.
Yeah, him now.
But I know y'all know this one right here. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back.
Yeah, I remember that's Applebee's.
No, that's Chili.
Chili's. Oh, bit greedy. Supposed to know these things.
Listen. If Ruth Chris, they ain't never done no commercial. Shit, I don't know about that. That Chili's, the hell? You know you don't see me eating no Chili's, Applebee's. Shit, what you talking about, water? But you is right. Chili's is it though. I got it confused. That's my bad. Something wrong with me.
Yeah, man.
I was over here thinking about where's the beef and some big red, so it kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm sorry.
But you know what? Speaking of the donuts, they had a cartoon with the donut guy, the Krispy Kreme, not Krispy Kreme, but the Dunkin' Donut guy. That's why I remember it was the guy because I used to envy him. Like he would get up out the bed, it could be pouring down rain, and he would walk through the rain just to make the donuts. I love that commercial.
Dang, that sound like me when I used to make biscuits at McDonald's and I had to walk to work. Had to be there at 4:00 in the morning. I ain't lying. And see, I made my own commercial, but y'all never heard it. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. I said buttermilk biscuits. Ooh-wee, ooh-wee.
I think Teddy Riley wrote that one.
Nigga Riley, that's me. Hey, listen, I'm so serious. I don't know, man. That something happened to my page, but I had it on there. And that's actually when I created ooh-wee from that buttermilk biscuits. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You better know it, baby. You better know it. We got to make us a commercial.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah, people gonna be talking about 30 years from now. But you remember them four crazy dudes, the old dude. One of them was young, but he looked old. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, V.M.O. Yes, sir. Y'all know me, man. You feel me? Y'all know something wrong with them, but it is what it is. Yes, sir.
Gotta have it. Gotta have it. All right, let's
See?
dive into these topics, then, man. To these topics.
All right.
So we can talk about that one. GT had I think he tagged us in like on Facebook or something.
The waitresses want us to pay their rent now.
That's right. All right. So, many of your favorite restaurants will be having a big ass sign right there, just put up right by the door, saying, "You know what? Tipping is how it's part of my rent. Needs to be a minimum of 25% expected."
What?
Right? Yeah. If you can't afford the tip, please don't dine out. Tipping is not optional. It's how I pay my bills. I depend on your generosity. So if you're not willing to tip, take your business elsewhere. Let's talk about it.
What is it in it?
Oh, they got a sign up now at some of these restaurants that say that, like they expect you to tip, and more than 18%.
I tip 20% every time. So it's not a time I don't tip 20%, and I be spending some big money. Sometimes my tips be 150, 200, up to $300, just depending on what I get. You feel what I'm saying? I think
See, it's people like you
$1,100.
that mess it up for us. We trying to go in and try to get the most least expensive thing on the menu, and you want to ball out. Now you got all these restaurants. Well, hell, if he tipping 25%, everybody else need to tip 25%. Thanks a lot,
Oh, that's how you feel? Think it's me? It's not me. Shit.
You going live on all your videos, eating at Ruth Chris and Hall's Chop House and Rick Irwin's Nantucket.
Yeah, but see, the thing about it though, man, listen, you don't have to go to those places. If you ain't got the money to tip, goddamn, go to Burger King and have it your way. You feel what I'm saying? That's all the hell I can tell you. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because look, if you can't goddamn tip, go to McDonald's. Because guess what? We love to see you smile. You understand? Yeah, you got no love. When you ready to go out and eat somewhere and goddamn, they waiting on you. They come like, sir, do you need some more iced tea? You know what I'm saying? Shit, you got to have that bread. You understand? So you know what time it is. You buy a meal for $40. Go ahead and pay 20% of $40. You feel what I'm saying? You already know what time it is. It's a dollar. If you spend $10, that's $1. You understand what I'm saying? $20, $2.
We talking about and authors, or we talking about tips?
We talking about tips. Y'all know what time it is. Listen, you got to break bread with these folks. If it's $20, you got to leave them $4. Y'all know what time it is, man.
What if it's bad service? Are you still tipping that 25%?
No, you don't got to tip 25%. You get it, leave them at least a penny to let them know that, hey,
they got to pay their rent now. Come on now, Tranell.
Damn about no rent. I got rent
can't be cheap. They got to pay their rent.
Nah, you got to be right though. That's all I'm saying. If you get good service, you should pay for good service. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? So if you feel like the service wasn't that great, you sitting there thirsting the motherfucker. She taking a long time, or he taking a long time, getting back to the table to get your glass refilled. Oh, nah, you're not getting no bread when you on top of things. Because most places I go to, they be on top of shit. You feel what I'm saying? They be there. Boom, boom, boom. Glass ain't even a quarter in full. Sir, would you like a refill? Yes, I would. I'm drinking Bud Light. I'm fucking with you, but you know it is what it is.
Don't let the steak be too well done.
Oh, I don't do the no. My steak well done. You get no. That's a problem. I mean, it's really for the kitchen in a sense, but I'm gonna have to look at your paper. Did you put rare on there, medium rare, like I asked you to? Because I like my shit medium. I won't eat it no other way. I'm not doing that shit. Oh no, I don't want no well done steak. That might get you knocked the hell out, depending on how much I pay for the steak.
So you like a little pink in there?
Oh man, I love everything. I love pink in the middle.
Hold up.
That shit be loud as my what? I can't nobody hear that shit. Damn. You need to make it loud, man. God, GT.
I can't turn the volume up on that. That's as loud as it go.
You better hook that motherfucker to a sound bar. Shit, a song.
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, man, y'all know what time it is, man. On some real shit though, like yeah, for real. But to answer the question, I don't think we should be forced to pay that money. And one thing that makes me angry is when they take gratuity out of it automatically because you got more than 3 people at the table. You feel what I'm saying? So, they automatically add it to your bill. So I don't like that when they do that. I'm gonna look out for you because I'm a good tipper. I'm a great tipper. Ain't nobody gonna tell you about Trinell Smith like not tipping good because I tip good everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? I make it my business. I done got to where I cash out people. I was like, hey man, because sometimes I ain't had no cash in my pocket. I like, you got a cash out or something like that, a Zelle. They be like, yeah, I send they tip, like through Cash App or Zelle. So yeah, because I should be a waiter at Waffle House many years ago on White Horse Road. And I got tip, people tip me. I only got paid $2.13 an hour. Got paid every, you know what I mean? So the tips were where they was at. If I want to see some change, you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is.
Gotcha. All right. Who want to go next?
Well, I think, man, the thing about it, like based on the question, and the topic that we're talking about, one part of it is, like some of the places that Trey alluded to that he go to, right? Which is, considerably high end, quality 5-star restaurants. And I'm so glad, you know what I'm saying, he goes to those experiences, one, just because like when you are in those different ambiance type environments, and you do pay extra, you get the opportunity to see the level that the training down to the detail that these certain type of restaurants require from those people that will be waiting on their guests, right? Because that goes along with the experience of, said restaurant, right? And having ventured in some of those restaurants myself, one of the things that I noticed, and that's why I speak about, it's a very key point in all of it, because the level of training and the professionalism of those type of waiters and waitresses is high level to the detail, right? Because people talk about Kens and Karens and things like that. Well, the Kens and Karens go to some of these restaurants and they will give them the business. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that I want to speak to a manager, he asked for a filet, okay, and he got a tomahawk. I want to speak to the manager now, right? You see stuff like that going on, right? So these restaurants know they got to be on top of it. And one of the things that made me stand out of the difference, and don't get me wrong, listen, man, I'm here, there, wherever. You understand me? I ain't too bougie to, just be in one place or the other. But, man, I mix it around and get around. So I might be in a hood spot, in town, out of town, you know what I'm saying? Where they, man, like I ain't never heard of no blueberry chicken wings. And they were red. And I was like, what in the world is the Crip and the Bloods doing banging on? Wait a minute, how you gonna have blueberry chicken wings and they not blue, but they red? Like, is that, what? But getting back to my point, being at some of those restaurants, man, when this lady was bringing out the wine to the table, and this is high-end dining and professionalism, I think. He was bringing that wine out to the table and carrying those glasses because it wasn't all of us that was having wine. But she carried it with the stem. She didn't touch the glass or the bottom of it. She carried it with the stem. Now, why that is significant is because anybody that is in that field of knowing about, wine and having wine and things like that, you don't ever want to warm up the wine. You want the wine to be chilled, you know what I'm saying, so you can get all of the notes of the wine. So by carrying it by the stem, she doesn't palm it and have it, you know what I'm saying, getting warm, just bringing it out. Now, I bring that point up to say, like, so when those kind of places, now granted, it really is going to depend on the kind of service. Like some of us talking about stuff like that, but I'm just using that as example that certain places and environments are going to have a certain kind of requirement of service to begin with. And again, if you're paying for that experience, now comically, like he said, you can go to Burger King and you ain't got to worry about them asking for no tip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if they do, you going to look at them crazy and they probably going to look at themselves crazy. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. This Burger King. You know, like, I ain't even going to stall you out, dog. Like, that's corporate. Corporate just put that on there. They just put that. We ain't even trying to get it, big dog. But last I'll say to wrap it up, you know, my opinion on it is, man, I think in having these kind of conversations, you know, because it sounds like a worker that posted what you read, you know what I'm saying, to us of the sign, right? One of the people that are a waiter or a waitress. And I think my call on it is that what I would say to them is, I think you're going after the wrong people. You should be going after your employer. How can your employer get away with paying you $2.13 and expect for me to come and pay for the food and for your, you know what I'm saying, and for your service, and you waiting on me? So you mean to tell me now we got cart services where I got to pay for the food and I got to pay for the service when the employer who is employing you that you signed the contract with to go in agreement to provide your service. So now they get to pay you what they pay you, but then you want me to pay your salary and pay your rent. Now, granted, that being said, that's just breaking down the math for the listeners and the viewers to me. Okay. You see what I'm saying? But the energy is always going to be felt because it's some servers that go over and beyond, and it's because of their energy that I can appreciate because of how they take what they're doing, because all of what we do is service work. No matter what job you got, you're providing a service for people or for your company. So it's all service work. So when you get down to that and people taking their job, just as I take my job very seriously and being a professional in what I do, I salute and recognize those that do the same. And those that don't, no tip. Trash. Like, you know what I mean? Birds above a dove. Trash. You know what I'm saying? No tip.
Right.
Nooker.
Nigga ain't getting a damn, not a dime up in there. Not $1. Ain't keeping you motherfuckers nothing. Feel what I'm saying? You don't get a motherfucking dime from me. Motherfucker.
No, God, let them know. Now, I'm about to talk about it. You know, I got to ask kids. Every time we go out, the gratuity is always in my bill. Always. Then it has a little additional tip right below. So I ain't going to no Roof Chris with my whole family. I ain't there yet, but I will be one day. We going to Applebee's. Okay. We going to Chili's. Because I like Chili's. But I mean, just if I was to see that sign, it would put kind of like a bad taste in my mouth. Like, okay, like hold up, you know what I'm saying? Like people who have big families, that's what I'm talking about. You know, like, because we automatically, that gratuity is always on my bill. So I know, like, boom, y'all Mac can get some extra money from me. So I'm going to make sure that the energy, like you were saying, the energy and the vibe, I still want to have good service. You know what I'm saying? I still will leave you some kind of tip as long as you're good. It may be $10. You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be no extra 25%. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I know how to read. Like I'm already tipping you based off my family. So it's already, I think, almost at 20% right there. And with 7 people, you know, my kids getting older, my kids can eat. So it's always a quick, like, Daddy, you know what? Can I add some extra fries on here? Can I get a dessert on here? Cool, I got you, no problem. But don't make me feel bad, like, oh, I have to tip you something extra. Hell no, I'm not doing that. No, I'll be quick, like y'all was saying. I ain't tipping shit.
Well, James, I got an idea for you. I got an idea for you. Take it or leave it.
Okay.
You gotta start taking your motherfucking kids out one at a time. You be like, Tuesday, come on, it's time for us to go out and eat. You got 5 of them. Shit, you gotta take them out one at a time. That's all it is to it. Then you gotta worry about that bullshit. Then one of your kids say, Dad, I don't go out to eat. You know your day on Thursday. You go over there, sit down, and go there with your mama. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You always come see Uncle. They always come to Uncle Nell McDonald's. I hook y'all up. You feel what I'm saying? For sure. I got you. Yes, sir. I might have to put my app on your phone too. My discount because I get 30%.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, but I don't have no use for it. I don't have no use for it because I'm I don't really eat at McDonald's like that unless I'm eating at my own and then I make my own food and plus I'm not paying for nothing. So yeah, because I work there and I get a meal on because I work there. So you know what I'm saying. So it's automatic. But yeah, we're gonna have to do that. I got to put it on it that way. Every time you go to McDonald's, no matter which one you go to, bam, 30% off.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
right here, but on your phone it's gonna say Trinell Smith.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
I got you.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, I know. Right? I got. On a serious note, we got to get together, and I'm gonna do that for you. But yeah. But all jokes aside, though, man. Yeah, man. It's crazy, man. And I hate it for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you got all them children and everything. You want to be able to take your family out and show them a good time, and not hit your pocketbook like that. You know what I mean? So.
I let them know. Look, hey, said this was trash. It's trash. I ain't tipping shit.
I got you.
It's time to go.
Half the times in these restaurants, people be either texting on their phone or engaged in conversation with their coworkers, and they ain't really paying attention to you nowhere. And you got to be like, okay, where's my server at? And you trying to flag them down because I went out, Thursday with my family. We went to Wild Wings. We celebrated my nephew's graduation, so we go to Wild Wings, and it's bad enough we sat there for 30 minutes waiting on the table. So when we finally, because it was a big group of us, so we went, sat at the table, and we all sitting there at the table, and we just looking at each other, and I'm like, okay, so 10, 15, 20 minutes go by, and I'm like, where's our server? Like, ain't nobody even came to ask us if we want nothing to drink, or nothing. We just sitting there just talking to each other. So my cousin was looking at me. I said, you know what? I'm about to be me. So I get up and I go to the bar, and I'm like, who is our server? And why haven't they come to our table yet? Because I used to be a server back in 2006, 2007. I worked at TGI Friday. They trained me on how servers should, conduct themselves. Even like you said, your cup shouldn't even have, a fourth of a cup down. It should always stay full. We shouldn't have to sit there and wait on somebody to ask us what we want to drink. If we just sat down at the table, that's the first thing they come over. Let me get your drink orders before, I get your food orders. So that way, at least you can drink something. Cause that's their ultimate goal, to make you get full off a drink. So you ain't hungry.
All right, so, that's right.
And I base my tip off the service too. Even though I used to be a server and I used to give people damn good service, and I used to get pissed when I would get like $1, $2 here. But I'm like, okay, the service that I gave you, you could at least give me 5. I mean, come on. But I understand now, at the time my son was like 2 years old. So now I understand people that got kids like you, James. If you too cheap to tip, I ain't gonna take that personally, because I'm like, okay, he got a lot of kids. He just may not have it. I just gotta take this loss. Somebody might come in here balling. They might think my service is great. They might drop a 20 on me. And I've had that happen. So, just depending on if it's not the off pay week and it is the pay week, and I go out somewhere nice to eat and the service is good, yeah, I'm going to definitely tip. And if you keep my glass full and I don't have to keep asking you for a refill, like, hey, and I will sit there and slurp on my ice and make it sound loud if I'm sitting there more than 10 minutes and you done gave me eye contact, and then walk past me twice and you ain't even come to check to see if I'm thirsty, no, I'm gonna slurp on my drink and I'm gonna look at you while I'm doing it. I'm gonna look at you while I'm doing it so you can know, yeah, it's time for you to come on back over here. Because now you deducting dollars off your tip now.
We got a freak slurper in here, a cowboy slurper. Yes,
every last drop.
Ain't it? Ain't it? Senor the Slurpee. Slurp a long time.
Oh yeah. My glass better not look like this either.
Ah, dang. You're right.
I let him know. Gotta let him know. That's crazy. My wife, she's commented and said, hey, you can catch us out and about in 2033. That's when everybody be out in the house. Out in the house. It's me and her out. That's when we're gonna be balling a little bit.
I heard that. Y'all ain't got long.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's back that up. Wait a minute, man. I know y'all can't see my face right. That ain't what is important. Just listen.
Going nowhere. They're gonna be in the house.
Listen to my voice, though. Check this out. Repeat what Miss Calhoun just said, James, if you don't mind, please, for the viewing audience, please.
Of course, no problem. She said, yeah, you can catch us out and about in 2033. That's when everybody will be out in the house and we'll be, good to go. And I added, that's when we're going to be, balling a little bit more.
Okay, then. That's what I thought I heard. Now, as I assess this, which I'm sure in a loving way possible, most parents do. But what I find extremely interesting is the fact that y'all have got the year and almost probably to the date that these young men and women will be out the house. Like y'all got a countdown secretly between you two parents that y'all sneak away when y'all put them to bed or put them to sleep and done their homework and all that, fed them and clean them, all that good stuff. Y'all go to the quiet closet and look at that countdown.
8 years, 42 minutes, 33 seconds.
Yes.
May 20th, to be exact. We will be free.
Oh, my
God. On all the doors.
Like the Underground Railroad. Now listen.
Chains holding me.
It's just a few more years. You got to hold on. Look at me. Look me eyes. We gonna make it. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Love them though, but yeah. When it's that time, go ahead, spread your wings. Trust me, we got.
Yeah,
all of them, man, to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Not just push them out there with no plan. So
you want to keep that shit at 2033? You got to wear protection, or you gonna add 18 more onto that?
Yeah. There's been some close calls, but be good.
I heard that. Yeah. Because you're gonna start on over. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, look, don't worry about it. Listen, if you have anything after that, I'll help babysit, man. I got your back, man. We here for each other. I got you, bro. I got you.
Okay.
I give you 4 hours. Go out and have a good time. But you better come back.
Oh yeah.
Come back. Hey, look, don't be like my sister. I had my little niece. She was little. She about 27, 28 now. Okay. But me and the girl over there, we had picked my niece up, took out to eat and stuff. You know what I mean? That was my daughter, my sister's first child. You know what I'm saying? My first niece, right? So shoot, I took out to eat. We had a good time. Her mom didn't come get her. Guess what she did? She went to work. They called in to work at Taco Bell. Guess what I did to my niece? I slid her ass through that window at Taco Bell. Here you go. Here your baby. Gotta go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think you just unlocked a side quest, Trey.
Oh, word.
Being dropped off at Taco Bell, like as a baby. Man, I'm trying to think. Hey, listen, couldn't. Yeah, so you
Hey, she's about 3-4 years old. She
okay?
knows.
Okay, hey, that's bringing child to work day.
Yeah,
And that's also let's head for the border.
yeah. Cause look, when I dropped the ass off, I ran for the border.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's head the border. Ding.
Yes, sir.
My goodness. Okay. All right, let's go to this next topic, man. Let's get a little deep now. All right, we're talking about a little childhood trauma. Okay, so topic is this. So, as an adult, all right, when is that time to let go of childhood trauma? Is it after 5 years? After 10 years? 20 years? When is that time? Let's talk about it.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, childhood trauma. I mean, I don't know. It just
What kind of trauma are we talking?
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
I mean, any kind.
Getting your ass beat by your parents? Because I think I didn't get rid of that trauma until I got in my 40s.
Mm.
You know, my daddy was the Joe Jackson back in the day. He took his frustrations out on me. And I don't care if it's something that my sister, God rest her soul, but if it was something she did, I got the punishment for it. Now I remember everything I did from age 3 on up. So I remember being bad. A lot of times when I wasn't being bad, my family members was like, "Yeah, you was terrible. You was bad." I'm like, "No, I wasn't all the time. I know when I was bad because I grew up in that era. Like it was me. I know what I did. I know what I got punished for. But the fact that if I got a butt whooping from my mother, if I got in trouble in school, my mama came home, I got my ass tore up. But then when she was done, she like, wait till your daddy get home. And that's when I really started crying. Because I know he heavy handed. Whether he had a little belt that was like, maybe a foot long, half an inch thick, and it was all leather. I tried to hide that belt a couple of times. And when I heard his voice, with my belt, I knew I had to confess. My confessions made it worse. So that childhood trauma of getting those beatings kind of did something to me. And I even told my kids, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna do you like my daddy did me. I said, I'm gonna punish you. I said, but even if you do get your butt whooped, I'm gonna go easy on you. I ain't gonna do you like my daddy did me because I don't want you to grow up hating me like I hated him. So we didn't get things right until I got in my 40s. That's when I forgave him and I stopped hating him when I got in my 40s. So a lot of times people still carry that trauma with them to the day they die because they don't feel like they can never forgive their parents. Michael Jackson, I don't think never forgave Joe because if the movie talked about him trying to get away from Joe, was there ever any forgiveness of how he was treated as a kid?
I'm sure it would.
That's the only way that you can find peace is if you can forgive somebody. And even now, with my ex, I still have trouble and have a hard time trying to forgive people, especially if they did me dirty. I know I've done my fair share, but when it's done to me, it's like, okay, you done did really too much for me to forgive you. But I know I have to eventually in order for me to move on and have peace.
Facts.
well, I tell you what, man. Just like GT, I got whoopings, whatever. I moved my grandma. I pretty much had my way. But I got whooped with drop cards. Straight out the tub. You know what I mean? I got a motherfucking. I'm to my mom need to be in jail right now. Whoever listening, I need to get me a lawyer because I need her ass up under the jail. For back in the day, she had need to go to jail for life. Goddamn, because that was fucking plain out child abuse. I ain't lying. Everybody, I jokingly tell motherfucker, they be like, boy, your sister got a big ass. Like, boy, they ain't no big ass, that's a blister. From all the mad whooping she got, that motherfucker ain't went down, that blister ain't went down. I was, boy, we got fucked up, boy. Then my mama started, we got older, mama started throwing them blows with the fist. Pow, I'm knock your ass the fuck out. But I played it cool though. When I got about 12 years old, shit changed. Because in between my mama house and my grandma house, I would act like I'm at my mama house. You know what I'm saying? And then my grandma think I'm over there, but then my mama thought I was at my grandma house, but I was in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? At different folks' house doing my thing. Cause I got tired of them damn whoopings. And then I just left. 16 years old. I've been on my own ever since. You know what I'm saying? So hey, trust me. I mean, I was molested, by a woman back in the day. And at first it wasn't bad. It was cool. I mean, I thought it was cool to actually have sexual intercourse, with a woman or whatever, because it was all right. The feeling was great. But then what made it bad for me is when she wanted to do it every fucking time. I'm like, bitch, I'm trying to play the Nintendo. You want me to go ahead and do this shit? Come on, I'm a child. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, I'm under 10 years old. You know what I mean? So, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't affect me this day and time. I kind of like letting it go.
Did she have R. Kelly playing in the background?
Boy, R. Kelly wasn't even out then. This was like in 1989.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 89, 90. But as far as the whoopings go, man, I can relate to you, GT. I'm telling you, boy, because I get my ass tore out the frame. You hear me? But then when my mom whoop me, I try to set their ass on fire. And then they got there and put me in Marshall Pickens. So I had to go to mental institution and shit like that. After too many ass whooping, I started scaring folks. I see you, boy. I see. I see you, boy. Hey.
They need to bring these back in the elementary schools.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. But we just get our ass whooped.
That's right here.
Oh, that paddle?
I went to hollers, man, just to break my ass off, boy. You hear me? I stayed, boy. I got a paddle just about every day. But as far as the question go about the childhood trauma, man, it's some things I still think about. I'm 45 years old. You know what I'm saying? I think about it. I ain't got nothing against my mama or my stepdaddy. I love them both. Or whatever. I ain't necessarily really hated them per se like that, but I was upset because the way they treated me. It should have been a better way to do it besides putting bruises and shit on me, whooping me. It only made me worse. They made me worse. I got immune to ass whoopings. I knew when I got in school and I beat somebody up, I got my ass ready for that pain. I said, I know it's coming. So you know what I mean? And I knew about the double ass whooping. I got triple ass whooping, unlike GT. I got my ass whooped by my step grandma when the shit went down. Then my mama came home, got my ass whooped. Stepdaddy came, I got my ass whooped again. Then when she'll send me down my grandma's house, cause I was so bad. My grandma like, come on in here, you gotta get that ass whooped. Grandma done been beat 3 times already before I got here. So but truthfully speaking, I think some of these kids today, man, I think if they got their ass whooped like we got our ass whooped, it'll be a better country. It'll be better. It'll be better right now. All these people jumping on this shit and all that. Mm-mm. But like I said though, man, I don't think you can put a time on trauma. You feel what I'm saying? It's like somebody grieving over somebody. I don't think there's a time to be put on it. I mean, because it's not like probably GT. He probably wasn't just feeling bad all the time, but at times it'll pop up in your mind. Like, damn, I remember this happened. You feel what I'm saying? So, but it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So, and if all the people that's out there that is still suffering from trauma as an adult, that happened to them when they was a child, I'm praying for you. You know what I mean? Straight up.
You need a therapist, because sometimes you need to talk to a therapist, because a lot of times in life, we don't know why we act the way we act. Because even when I was taking acting classes, I had to stand in front of the class and the instructor was like, tell me about your childhood. Tell me about your relationship with your father. And when I started thinking back and I started talking about everything that I experienced with my dad, I kind of blacked out for a second. And it's just like I'm sitting there just visualizing everything that I'm talking about. And before I knew it, when reality came back to me, a tear was running down my face, and I'm looking at the class, and it was other people in the class crying because of what I just said. And the instructor was like, damn, now I understand why you act the way you act. And that's when he said, you need to forgive your father for what he did to you, because that's the only way you're going to ever be able to heal and move forward in life. And I really took that to heart. Like, I didn't even know I was crying. I was like, I didn't even know, like, you know, just because I was in acting class, they done taught me how to tap into my emotional side because I would never let nobody see a tear come down my face. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at that moment, I was too vulnerable, and I was a child. I was 8 years old in that moment when I was talking about my eighth birthday. My sister did something, and I got my ass beat, and I had 4 whips across my leg, and blood was running down my leg. That's what traumatized me, and even when I still think about it to this day, I'm like, on my fucking eighth birthday, really? It's my
Yeah.
birthday. I'm supposed to be celebrating my birthday, and my sister done did something, and you coming and whooping me. Don't even ask me what happened. You just come straight in with the belt and go ham on me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So a lot of people need therapy in order to get past something like that because that can mentally fuck somebody up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Got some people commenting too, man. So hype girl, appreciate the comment. She said childhood trauma, it is reflected in your life, you know, just through decisions, even if it's conscious or unconscious. You know, things can just happen, just like what you were saying, you know, with the acting classes. So definitely, man, appreciate that comment. And then my wife, she said, you know, talk about the paddle. Like these school kids on different level now would not dare bring a paddle in school. Oh heck no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna work.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
shouldn't
yeah.
they shouldn't have ever got rid of the paddle. That should have been something that always should have stayed in school because that changed a lot of people's lives. They got tired of them paddles in school because once I got to high school, I was like, man, come on, I'm sick of getting paddled. So I got to change up something that I'm doing. I got to stop getting in trouble because
Right.
all the way through middle school, I got that paddle. And I got sick of it. That's when I stopped getting in trouble when I got in high school. I'm like, yeah, let me keep my mouth shut. Let me not keep talking.
Listen. I know this kind of like off topic in a sense, but I want to say it though, man. I got to think about the whoopings and shit, right? It's like whoopings probably never would have came out if it wasn't for slavery. You know what I mean? And so when we got whooped, you know what I'm saying? It's like the anger that we had against whoever was whooping us, we took it out on the next one, and it went down the generations. You feel what I'm saying? Cause GT, you're a little older than me, not that much older than me, but you know, the 80s, you know what I'm saying, where I grew up in, you know, you got your ass whooped. You feel what I'm saying? You got beatings, but you know, long before, not, you know, because it don't go back that far. Cause you know, slavery went that far behind, you know, in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know, you got your ass whooped. Even after slavery was over with, you know, you still work for somebody, a master somebody, you know, they didn't supposed to beat you, you got beat. You know what I'm saying? And so then the black people did that. Guess what? They start beating their kids. You know what I'm saying? To act right and stuff like that. I only think whooping should have never came about. I wonder if people get whoopings like in Africa or whatever other country was they getting whoopings. You know what I'm saying? I think that stuff was only going on in the United States, if you ask me. I don't know. I ain't never read about no other place where you get disciplined and they beat you.
You know, other countries they just banish you, tell you leave the community
Yeah, yeah.
home.
Hey, look, I know you're 7 years old, but you got to leave. You getting out my hood. But yeah, I just thought maybe I'll say that though, man. I think that's where that came from, man. I think I'm glad we grew up and had a different mindset because I can count on one hand how many times I done with my 3 daughters on one hand, and so it wasn't even that bad. You know what I mean? Especially my little one, I ain't never whooped her, even though she deserved it. She deserved me to put in the head like a fall back with at time, but you know, I just try to take something away from her.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Hmm. Okay. Let me say the topic one more time. Let me say it one more time. All right. So look, we're talking about trauma. All right. So as an adult, all right, when is the time to let go of childhood trauma? Is it after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? You know what I'm saying? When is that time? All right. Hey, Don Grizz, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, man. I think you know, it's one of those situations where I don't think it ever, like some of the guys were saying earlier, that it ever leaves you. And what I guess what I would, to try to put that in perspective, I think, essentially healing is exactly that. The ing to me makes it ongoing. And that's why not question, but the terminology that some people use when they say I'm healed, but I think it's ongoing. Like it's to like someone said earlier, it's going to be to the end of your life. You know, just like like Trey said with grieving, that there's not a time limit, on grief. Anybody that's ever went through grief, that they can say, which is a similar topic of what we're saying, and that's just something that's going to be ongoing, because these are the things of how you're gonna deal and interact and go on through life, and it shapes your worldview of life, whatever trauma it is. It's always gonna be there to shape, from that instance. And the last thing, from what Trey was saying, I think from a psychological standpoint, and to kind of simplify in the way that I was assessing what he was saying, is trauma begets trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma begets trauma, meaning those that are doing the traumatization have been traumatized to spill that trauma onto somebody else, creating another trauma on that person, which, both of the guys spoke on their stories on themselves personally. And that's when it becomes a personal choice to begin the healing journey by stopping the cycle and saying, I'm not going to harm my kids that way. Right? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to stop the trauma there, as opposed to them beating their kids the way they was beat. So, a lot of things in life are cyclistic. And so when you look at the cycles and observation and see, what the cycles are, then you can, as with anything, especially with trauma, then you can address it. But if you don't know where it's coming from, or you don't even believe that it exists, you can never address it.
I think that's a lot of people.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the first start of it, is to notice it and address it. And now how, whomever you choose, because it's always going to be up to the individual, if they want to heal, if they want to recognize it, because some people can't look at those dark places of themselves and realize and take accountability that, hey, I did this, or, this, that, and the third, because they don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? Just like, somebody may, for whatever reason, want to see, only the good in people. You know what I mean? Because of what was done to them. But that's a trauma response, which then becomes a trauma bond. So, you know what I mean? That's how they bond with other people, through the trauma, as opposed to healing it. So I think, at whatever age, you experience things, these are some of the most times in your life when you absorb things. You absorb because you just come out to the world. So you're learning and you're taking it all in, not realizing, this is not right.
Yeah.
And so, that's what comes with time and wisdom, to then reflect back on what you've been through. Right. But I think, as always, like I speak on, is there's always going to be a choice. There's a choice you must make. Once you recognize that thing, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to make correction? Right? But then you got to know the difference between correction and conformity, because there's a lot of things placed there. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was like the other guys that got whoopings, and I maybe got 3 because I was a quick learner. I was the baby boy of my clan, so I saw, my older sister and my older brother. I saw what mistakes they made. You know what I'm saying? And what they got hit with, I didn't want to be a part of. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I was a quick learner. I was like, yo, okay, that's what not to do. We don't want that, piss mama off. Okay, let's write that down. She do not like when you know what I'm saying? And because again, that's how you learn. But when she did get down with me, you know what I mean? She made me pick. That's what was most crucial. Rest in peace, Mom. But that was most crucial. She made me pick her weapon to use on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she just didn't get in a fit of rage and just go grab something and get the wailing. She gave me an option of what I was going to get beat with. Either you want the switch, you want the belt, you want the extension cord. Which one do you want? Now I'm going through my mind, man, that damn extension cord got a whiplash on it. I think my best option is if I pick a switch and it break. And what did I do that for? I got the most flimsy, frail branch on the tree. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got the most flimsy, and Mama got to going, and she got 2 hits in. Whop, whop. And then that sucker broke on that third one. You know what I'm saying? And I was like in my mind, like, oh, it's over. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Together.
She was like, nah, player. This time I'm gonna go get it. You know what I'm saying? This time I'm going, and I'm gonna make sure before I come back in here and finish whooping on you. You know what I'm saying? It won't work. You know what I'm saying? So these are things I ain't forgot. But see, I think as anything, as any obstacle or challenge that's placed in the matrix, you know what I'm saying, for you as you create your life, you know, again, you have the opportunity of how you delete certain programs and unlearn certain things or behaviors that you may have experienced, you know, in your life to better your life. So it's all a choice, man. You know what I'm saying? Because those people that do the trauma, they have a choice, right? But it just goes to show you that, and I'm not, you know, condone them or giving them, you know, a pass. But I'm saying, think about the trauma that they went through to give that trauma to you. They don't talk about it. Because don't nobody just go around talking about their trauma. Nor should they, because not everybody can really cover your trauma or understand your trauma. So you might be wasting your breath trying to explain, you know, hey, this, you know what I'm saying? Because that's why comprehension is key. You know what I'm saying, man? I don't force what ain't aligned with me. You know what I'm saying? If it fall off, you know, that's what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that in 3D, 4D, 5D, or catch it and see me now. You understand that? You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, you know what I mean? It really come with that. If somebody ain't really seeing your perspective, it's not just because it's you. It's just because they hadn't dealt with, you know, that shadow in them. So how can they see you if they ain't never worked on their trauma? If they ain't never really just sat down with themselves or sit still with themselves? Because see, that's the other part too. A lot of people, for real, a lot of people deal with traumas in ways that you wouldn't think or believe, right? So if they done been abandoned, they got to be around people all the time. They got to be, you know what I'm saying? Even if them people don't care about them, even if them people, if they was on fire, wouldn't piss on them. You know what I'm saying? But they'll rock with them because they need that blanket, and that's what's secure to them. Again, back to the trauma bond. So, man, you got to see it for what it is and not what you want it to be, man. Address it, you know what I'm saying, and get to the lessons of it, man. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna say the topic one more time. And I'm gonna talk about it, man. So we're talking about this. So as an adult, all right, when is it that time to let go of childhood trauma? You know, hey, after 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, when is that time? Now, so you've heard the fellas, you know, I got a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you know, I want to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and understand, you know what, why am I feeling this way? You know, so I was raised by a single mom. All right. I never knew my biological dad. When I got older, you know what I'm saying? I got a stepdad. And I mean, me and him honestly weren't really that close. We got close over the years, but we just wasn't that close. So I still had this hatred, toward my biological dad. It's because he was never in my life. You know what I'm saying? He never called, no postcards. He was just not there. So my mom, she got married when I was 16 years old. All right. Like I'm in high school, you know what I'm saying? I'm almost grown. So it's like me and my stepdad just didn't have that connection. So it's like I always would hear my friends saying, you know what? I'm going out with my dad. He's taking me fishing. He's taking me here. He's taking me there. And I would never have that. And so I had a hatred towards him for that. And I really had to come to just be able to just forgive that moment. And it just happened after I had kids. That's because I was like, you know what? I got to be able to be a better dad to them than what I had. So I had to change. I always looked at fatherhood as, you know what? I'm here as long as I provide a roof for them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they eat, have clean clothes. That's all they really need from me. But that wasn't it. They still needed emotion from me. And I had to really understand what I'm giving to them. Like, okay, cool. So I had to work on myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is still hard. I'm still growing. I'm still growing. I'm human. But I fully had to understand, you know what? My life experiences, my kids are gonna need me to be emotional with them. I can't always just whip them when they do something bad. I talk to them. We have a conversation. You know what? So why did you feel that this was okay? You know what I'm saying? Look, why did you, I don't know, push so-and-so off the slide? What happened? Why did you do that? Oh, because they talked about my brother. Okay, got you. Thank you for telling me the truth and not lying to me. As long as you tell me the truth, boom, I got you. We can get to a solution. I don't always have to whip you. Boom, I'll take away your tablet. I'll take away TV time. I'll make you watch TV with no volume. Because I can do that in practice.
I make you watch TV with no volume. I like that. Eat your cereal with no milk. Milk, no sugar.
Matter of fact, put some water on it.
Put some water on that shit. I'll teach you to hit Leroy like that in school again.
Facts, man, facts. And I'd be dying laughing too with no volume. They just staring at me, mad as hell.
Because he put the closed captions on so he could still see words.
That's right. That's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you can't hear me. You ain't gonna be able to hear the TV either. Just imagine what they're saying. Read the lips.
Oh man. I make sure it's something that they want to watch too. Like the new zombies movie that come out. Boom. Okay, let's watch it. No problem. Come on, let's watch it. No problem. But Dad, I don't know what they're saying. I got you. I do.
Right. Hey, put the headset on them. Bam.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Man, look, I'd rather get a whooping.
That part, at least while you're sitting there healing, you can still watch TV.
That's what I'm talking about. You hear me? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mama, can I get another Band-Aid? Yeah, man. I tell you what, man. That's all right, man. It's cool. Like me, I make a joke out of everything, even serious situations. That right there is what makes me feel good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then when I go around people and they going through stuff, sometimes they going through stuff, but I make them laugh. And they always tell me, man, thank you, man. I had a lot on my plate, man. You made me feel good for that moment. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I believe God got me here for. It ain't about getting on stage or getting a certain amount of money or having a big audience or nothing like that. It's just me just talking to different individuals or just being around people and just lifting their spirits with little jokes, I say, or little funny stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just it. I don't care about ever being rich for this or nothing. It's not even about that. I just want to make you laugh and have fun. You know what I mean? So, I like when I tell my little joke about me smoking crack and shit like that, and people be laughing, they're like, well, it's good you can make jokes about it. I mean, it's funny. You feel what I'm saying? And it's true at the same time, but it's funny. I make it funny, you know what I'm saying? Like when James was talking about the volume on the TV, like he was dead serious, but the shit was funny. And I like it. You feel what I'm saying? So we gonna make a joke out of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't know about y'all, but when I punish my children and stuff like that, I feel bad. But I don't let them know that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I really don't want to do it to you, but this is what's got to happen in order for you to get a general understanding about what's going on. You understand? So that's just it. But
I mean, wondering, did my parents ever feel bad when they whooped me?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Hey, look. Your mom them problems at the damn supermarket. Talking smart. Boy, you whooped his ass, baby. I sure did. He do it again. I'm gonna fuck him up again. Him and that watermelon over there. Hey, look. Just like that motherfucker gonna do Jack City when Ice-T had beat up Pookie. It's like he fucking him up. That's how his mama promise. In that thinking when GT would get his ass whooped, he fucking him up.
Well, but James, you probably don't know about this one, but back in our era when we was coming up, all your parents had to do was give you a certain look.
Oh yeah.
I already knew what time it was, because if I did something and my mama gave me a certain look, I'd start crying because I'm like, I know in my head I'm about to get my ass tore up.
Yeah, you damn right. Damn right. You had to look, especially you in school. Oh, that look, when you got that look, you had a chill on your ass, right? You got a bruise.
Stand up.
You got a bruise right then on your ass just by that little look. Like, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you when I get home. You know what I mean? You knew you was gonna get it.
And don't ever mumble under your breath, because I believe in my soul that God gave parents the ability to hear you when you whisper.
That's right. I'm
There
telling
ain't no
you.
damn way my mama heard everything I said under my breath. And she be like, what you say? And I'm like, I know she couldn't have heard that because I just mumbled that. She's like, I heard what you said and then repeated what I said. I was like, there ain't no way. But then I had kids until I had kids and I would hear my son mumble under his breath. I could be in a different room and hear exactly what he said. Why I have to hear what he said?
Child whisperer. God told Marty. Hey, that shit real though, boy.
Yes,
That
it
shit
is.
real. Hey, listen, when I know GT know this, but you get them ass whoop that take your breath away.
Yes.
You be like, you get it, you like,
you pause, you can't even catch your breath. It's like asthma to the 10th power. You trying to scream, but can't nothing come out.
I'm on broke man. So my step grandma, Miss Felicia, man, she had a rocking chair. She said we had stayed in a shotgun house on Southern Street. And then for those who don't know, the shotgun house is a house that just goes straight. The living room, the bedroom, the kitchen, the bathroom back door, it's all aligned up. It's all aligned. So that's why they call it shotgun. But anyway, she'd be sitting in her rocking chair. I'll try to go out the door. She got a long ass switch. That motherfucker go across the ceiling and come back and hit you in your motherfucking back. Wow. You jumping like a motherfucking slave. I'm telling you, boy. You grab your back like you shouting, like you caught the Holy Ghost. Yes, sir. I ain't bullshit.
I like a whip.
A man whip, man. That damn switch, man. I don't know. Boy, I be trying to hide them motherfuckers, but boy, look at here. You had to go out there and get your own shit too. Go out there and give them some switches. Then you got to go out there and then you get the wrong side, they'll braid them motherfuckers together and tear your ass up.
Yep. And they keep that leaf on the very end of it, that one leaf or the two leaf.
I don't know why. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
This thing, something about that leaf, this thing hit you.
Listen, my mama got my ass one time. I got there going. I would come down the street. We stayed on Southern Street. We're going to West Cliff Elementary. So as soon as the bus came, I came off the tracks and I run right beside the motherfucking bus. And then when the bus stopped, I come off around the bus like I was on the motherfucker. You feel what I'm saying? Going up in the house. You know what I mean? Because I had got suspended. Man, my mama got in there. We were eating good. Everybody was talking about what they did in school and shit. I had fun in school today. You know what I mean? Whatever. We had recess was good. Shit, my mama said, "You want another piece of chicken from there?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She gave me a good old leg. I ate that motherfucker. She said, "Time for y'all take y'all bath." So me and my brother went in there. I got in the tub and shit. I got out. My mama got them came closet. "You think you slick, don't you, motherfucker? Wow. You got them went in school today. Wow." And she went and got my Aunt Shirley. My Aunt Shirley had a scrap she used to cook with my cousin Corey them with. That motherfucker was thick. It was long, boy. That bitch, boy, hey, it was leather. Boy, I'm trying to tell you, boy, my back was fucked up. But you can see the patch on my back, the bruise formation. They like, damn, boy, you fucked up, boy. But you couldn't see it because they didn't have cameras like they got now back then. You had to goddamn look in the mirror and try to turn around and look. Nick fucked up already because you had your hand in the air. When she whooping your ass, you had your hand in the air trying to block her from goddamn tagging that ass. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I thought that shit was funny. It's funny to me now, man, but that shit was crazy, though. Because, boy, when you were little, you thought you was about to die. You gonna get your ass beat to death. You know what I mean?
My mom did the same thing. Same thing.
Young as you is, James. I thought that era would be over for you.
No, my mom would wait because I used to so when I would get in trouble, she would try to lock the door, like come in my room, try to lock the door, and then try to whip me. And I would just run around the room running from her. I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna get your ass for that. She said, boom, I'm gonna wait till you take a bath, take a shower. As soon as you come out that door, I'm gonna tear your ass up.
Hey there, Jay. Hey, listen, this shit's so funny with them talking because I can just picture this little motherfucking head, little bald head ass nigga running around the room. Goddamn, motherfucker tear his ass up. She all tired of shit, but when I catch you, I'm gonna beat the shit out you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I ran away from home one time.
Put baby oil on the bus so you be sliding everywhere while she hitting you with the damn switch.
Hey, well, hey, I ran away. I ran away one night. I called myself. I got my sister open the door for me. I went in there and got in that bed. I want to whoop my ass up with an ass whooping. You hear me? I was fucked up. For real. Boy, hey, listen, if just imagine if you was a kid and every time you got your ass whooped, you had to get a teardrop for that shit. Boy, that shit to be all down my face, always right here, going down my chin on my chest. I be fucked up.
My whole face be tattooed up.
I'm trying to tell you, me too. You just put a big chin drop right there, motherfucker. Yeah, that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy.
All right, fellas. I love y'all, but I got to log off early tonight. I got things to do, so I will get back with y'all on the next go round.
I'm logging off. I got to log off myself. I didn't realize it was 10:35.
Oh yeah, hey, days go by when you having fun now.
Hey, you right, man. I really enjoyed y'all tonight too, man. It was cool, man. For real.
So James and Grizzle, y'all hold it down for us. So we're gonna holler back at y'all next go round.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Y'all take it easy, man.
All right, man. 2 fingers, people.
Oh man, okay.
Man.
How things happen, man.
Trading war stories.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think one of the things, I was thinking about, just listening as they were talking and sharing, y'all all been talking and sharing stories is to me anyway. I think all things that are created in this planet, in this particular realm, it all has a purpose. And it's all intentional. And how you decipher that purpose, right? You know what I'm saying? Talking about trauma and things like that, you can a lot of times focus on the negative of, you know what I'm saying? Why did this happen to me?
Mm-hmm.
Stuck, you know what I'm saying? Get stuck, in the trauma in that place. But what I think we don't do, which, you know what I'm saying, as the guys was getting off, you know, you see the, you know, like Trey was saying, the lightheartedness about it. That's how I think you can truly know that you're moving past it when you get to a place in your healing where you can look back on it and either realize, you know what I'm saying, what the purpose was. Because what to me that, you know, the ending part of the conversation there is, which I don't think we do enough. We don't celebrate ourselves and the obstacles that we have made it past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, really look at the things and some of the things that we've been talking about tonight, especially with that conversation, you know, that, you know, like, for example, like, you know, you were saying like with your kids, you know, what you realize, you know, what kind of emotional part of father that you needed to be there. Right. But what I'm saying is coming from that trauma, you see how you transmuted the energy coming from the trauma of not having your dad, it helped make you the dad you are. So that to me is what I'm saying is a lot of times we don't celebrate that part of it where yes, something started off negative, but it really fueled you and the purpose that you were given on your life. Because that's also, I think, a part of it, you know, as well. Like, we don't have to teach fish how to fish, right? They just swim and they do what they do, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't go to no kind of fish school or nothing like that, right? You know, kind of the same thing like with birds. They don't go to flight school to learn how to fly, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's innately in them. It's already encoded in their DNA. They already know how to fly. They already know how to be a fish. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like one guy was explaining, like, you know, a seed to become a tree already has it encoded. It's already in them to be a tree. They don't go to gardening school and, you know what I'm saying, learn how to be a seed and go in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
in its natural state, it's already in them. So I think about us as people. There's naturally things in us to be overcomers, to juggle the things that are thrown at us, the obstacles, the traumas, the this, that, and the third, right? But it's already in you to succeed against it in everything that you do. But that's the perspective that I'm saying we don't really focus on enough, is that it's already in you. Whatever happens is just pushing it out. You understand, on full display for you to see, and then for you to reflect on, like, man, that's how I got over that. I didn't think I was going to get over that. I didn't see no way past that. But somehow, innately in you, you already know how to do it, and you do it without even knowing that you're doing it.
Like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Let's get to this other topic, man. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's change it up a little bit. So we can talk about K Michelle. All right. So the singer K Michelle, she was on Club Shay Shay. All right. She said she lets her husband sleep with other women as long as he's not paying any of their bills. So my question to you is, will their relationship last? And what kind of trauma do you think she had?
Mm. Mm.
Mhm.
I think it would go back to, you know, what I alluded to earlier, you know, and I basically explained it without even, you know, knowing this topic, you know, a question. But
Yeah.
when I was saying where some people don't even know that they're living their trauma, you know what I'm saying, based on the certain decisions and actions and things that they take and they make, so they don't identify with it. But I was also speaking about somebody being abandoned and they have people around them that they would rather have someone that is poisonous to them because of their trauma, just to say that somebody is there, or that's how they learned it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would possibly be a case of that. Now, again, that's her life. You know, don't not in judgment, K Michelle, but you know, just speaking on a topic, I think that's what it was signal to me, is because if you as a woman would allow yourself to be, disrespecting, don't get me wrong, to each his own. Like I said, I put the disclaimer, I'm not, trying to say what to do with your life, but just looking at an observation, because the reason why I would say that it would be disrespect, because the for men and women, but especially women, your body, and not just using a book, the Bible or the word, but I'm saying everybody should look at their body as the temple. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, in that way, being on that side of it, that, you know what I mean? Like, this is sacred. Like, you don't think your body is sacred? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, you really just buy in that it's some meat skin in the hole of your bones or something like that. Like, the encasing ain't got nothing to do. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hey, but if you do look at it as it's sacred, that you would allow, and why it's so big in trauma and things like that is because allowing somebody else to go sleep with other people, from a spiritual standpoint, you bringing back all kind of junk and mess that they traumas and stuff that they got. So now you just multiplied the trauma by 1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what kind of things that they fighting or what they dealing with or what they hadn't healed from, right? So when she opened up her meat curtains to allow him to speak, slide his Beef Johnson up in there, you know what I'm saying? This man is shooting, you know what I'm saying? 1 trillion gazillion other things that can be deposited into her sacred temple. So, that man, that right there would just send me, because it's unfortunate, in my opinion. Again, granted, if that's the life that she choose, I'm not here to say she can't do and live her life, but to not have that enough respect for yourself or enough value of yourself, because we talking about K Michelle now, okay? And the last time I checked, this lady can sing, not sing, she can sing, and she got a beautiful, bodacious body built from sculpting and things like that. She might have had some work done. I'm not sure, because I think she said she had a BBL leaking and she had to take it out. So she might have had some work. So it might not be totally natural. But the butt that I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The beautiful queen that she is, that I see, I feel like her standards and her requirements could be a little bit leveled up. But that's just my opinion. So, but granted, that aside, last part of the question was, you know what I'm saying, besides the trauma, was, you know what I'm saying, can a relationship, sustain in situations like that? See, to me, when we get on topics of relationships, the one thing, just like in the last topic we was talking about as far as with healing, relationships, people don't view them, in my opinion, from this perspective a lot of times, which is it should be always evolving, right? So yes, you can set parameters or you can set boundaries, and you can come to certain types of agreements when you get into that intimate space with someone. But I think you have to go into it with the mindset that through this process, I'm going to change, they're going to change. So what we might think is set in stone right now, that's subject to change. You know what I'm saying? Because they could wake up a whole totally different person, and things like that from what you witnessed. And like, wait a minute, now I know good and doggone well when I laid down, this was not the person I was laying with. Who did I wake up to? You know what I'm saying? Hair included or hair not included. But that's just a sidebar. You know what I'm saying? Because if you wake up and you went to sleep with her having hair, and you wake up to her having no hair, that, my friend, is a totally different conversation. Nevertheless, you know, to wrap it up and let you speak on it a taste. Yeah, man, I think that it's evolving and it's ongoing. And so you got to have that mindset and somewhat being flexible yourself to understand this person is growing as a person as well as myself. Now, the goal is, of course, to grow together and we be on the same page and things like that. But through that process, it's not always going to look like that. It's not always going to be on the same page. And
Sure.
that's why I think it's important is how do you critically think and how are you emotionally intelligent in those situations that give the best opportunity for the relationship to continue to evolve and grow, but also thrive and stay alive. So that to me is key, because a person that, you know, just shuts off from their partner, well, I don't want to talk about it, and they're the sweep it under the rug person, well, again, all that's going to do piled up and have big built up, you know, anger and resentment to blow up even bigger later down the road. So how they choose to go about it and how they dress it, they could be the type of person that say, you know what, I don't want to talk about this right now, let's talk about it tomorrow at a better time, right? And then sit down and address it, you know, when they can emotionally, you know, gather themselves and really have a conversation about it as opposed to a screaming match.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Um, so yeah, well, my wife, she just said this in the comments. She said, but her allowing her husband to do that, shake my head. You know, just it's just wild.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
I'm gonna say the topic one more time. So what we're talking about is the singer K Michelle. All right, so she went on Club Shay Shay, you know, so saying, you know what, she lets her husband sleep with other women as long as he's not paying any of their bills. So we're just talking about, hey, do we think the relationship will last? You know, or what kind of trauma does she really have? So I'm gonna talk about it like this. You know, I think she has just a lot of trauma, just from maybe just being when she was younger, and just as she became an adult, to where she's just seeing that, you know what, men in her life have been just cheating on her so much that she maybe just feels like that's normal for her to have. That, you know, she's used to that kind of chaos. That, you know what, I expect this to happen. I know it's gonna happen. So instead of me just constantly just trying to fight it, trying to battle it, trying to deal with it, let me just, you know what, set some parameters around it. So I know how to deal with it better. Like, hey, I know it's gonna happen. Go ahead. She may be even pushing him to do it. So it's already done. She doesn't have to just be shocked by it. And I think that is so crazy, because I saw the clip and it was very just like nonchalant in how she spoke and said it. Like, oh, this is normal. Like, this isn't something that's crazy or just like out the window. This is normal. And she's used to that chaos. And you know what? You know, even as a man, I know there's some men out there probably listening to our show, like, you know what? This would be the dream. That, hey, I'm marrying this beautiful woman and she let me still sleep with other women and I have no consequences. This is the dream. But no, because like you were saying, you're bringing stuff back to this world. You know what I'm saying? You every time you sleep with somebody, that's energy, that spirit's around, that's that vibe around. And if you fully understand what's going on, then you'll be like, no, I'm not doing that. I need to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm important, so I got to have boundaries too. You know, I don't want to be doing this, and I know she's gonna be like, you know what? You can do it. I cannot do it. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole different thing right there. If your woman's letting you sleep with another woman, why can't you sleep with another man? You know what I'm saying? Why does it have to be one sided? And I feel like they don't really fully address that situation. Their relationship will eventually crumble. It will eventually, you know, not happen. And she has probably just so much baggage that, you know what? I know all men are like this, and this is how things are going to be. No, that's not the case. I think that if you put out a certain energy, that's what you're going to get back. And like you were saying, hey, if you felt abandoned in your childhood, when you become an adult, you still want people just all around you. And you know, I believe that 1,000%. When you said that, I was like, man,
Yeah.
That's facts, 1,000%. But the issue is she needs to be, you know what? Take accountability for herself as well. Like, you know what? This isn't right. Something is wrong about this. Yeah, I say he could do it, but I still it still doesn't feel right. I'm sure in their household it's so much tension in there. Like I'm sure just the vibe and the energy is just off all the time. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you
Yeah.
know, this is all allegedly, but like I said, she did say this.
Yeah.
Are we talking about it?
Right. No, yeah, no doubt. And you know, to that part that you're speaking of is I think, you know, what it brings me to understand is, you know, and you know, when you were describing the clip of how numb to it she's become.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And essentially she's become so emotionally unavailable, you know, to it in that department to where, you know, she made that, it seems like she made that decision. You know, which again, like you were saying, like I think, you know, really, and it could be this. It could be this. Um is that they could have an open, what they call an open relationship. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it would be an open relationship where he is allowed to, you know, to do things like that. And, you know, like you said, what's stopping her from, you know, doing it or whatever. And to me, on those kind of, if that is the case on that note, why even be in a relationship? Just,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you know, if you can, you know, do whoever you do and I do whoever I do or whatever, like, you know, like again, if you want all of that junk and funk, you know what I'm saying, in your relationship, cause again, you know, some of these pH balances is not on point. And you know, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? For the man or the woman. Don't think I'm just saying for the women. Cause, bruh, you know what I'm saying? Some of the bros, you know what I mean, man, be kicking like Bruce Lee, you know what I'm saying, when it be cold outside. And I'd be like, God dang, you just woke up today and chose violence. You decided that you was gonna punish everybody that got within 3 feet of you by not deciding to put on no kind of deodorant. Jesus, we're in the cold. Like, do you know, thinking that the cold, oh, I'm just gonna stay cold. I really ain't gonna sweat or nothing like that, so I ain't gonna be funky. No, you walked out of the house funky. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. You know, I just think that, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, she you know, doing it nonchalantly, you know, in such a place. I mean, again, not trying to say what she do with her life, man, because some people believe in stuff like that, open marriage,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, and you know, people like to, you know, voyeurism, watch, you know, their significant other getting tossed, you know, tossed up and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like I say, that if we are after dark, that's another conversation. But you know, again, it's only in the lexicon of conversation, I think, because these moments go viral because, you know, us as some people that take in the content are saying, you know, on a lot of stuff that we see is like, you know, in the words of Modro Books, I know you fucking lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I know you fucking lying. I know ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? I know you fucking lying. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but I guess it's great for content because
I,
we're talking about it.
we, but I could definitely say, as a married man, I would never agree to any shit like that.
Right.
I am completely selfish, and I ain't sharing shit.
That's on that.
Really,
You share it.
really.
Yeah, as well as you should. But that increases the value,
Yes.
in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? You know, the value goes up when you cherish a thing, right? You see what I'm saying? And you speaking on your marriage and saying, man, I cherish this. I honor this. You know what I mean? It brings more value to it because you believe in the sacredness of it. You believe in the connectivity and the sacredness of the vows and everything, that y'all agreed to before God, you know what I'm saying, and everybody else, and you believe in it. And I think, again, that's probably not in mainstream, and and hopefully we make this viral and it go mainstream and people talk about that side of it, of really holding, because I think we live in an era where people don't treasure their bodies or their commitments and things like that. And see, I'm from that cloth as well, you know what I'm saying. God rest his soul, me and my wife, man, was together 18 years, you know what I'm saying. And even on the last part of the journey that we had on this side together, when she, we were battling cancer and everything like that, and she gave me the pass. That's what I always talk about. Like people don't really understand the depths and how much I really rode. I still ride and for my wife and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? How I talk about it, because that's one of the realest ones ever, man. I'm talking about to love me that much and knowing that you can't perform your wifely duties because the shape your body is in from getting beat up with all that radiation and everything like that. But knowing and telling me that I know as a man, you still need to handle what you need to handle as a man. And to me, when we talked about it, I was like, yo, I can appreciate that, but I know what I signed up for. You know what I'm saying? I know what I signed up for. And not that, again, I know for us men, sex is a big thing and things like that. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? The honor and what I cherish and what I treasure, you know what I'm saying? And the respect and honor, that's what I respect. And I was like, I don't want no hall pass. Like, I'm not doing that. But I also know she was trying to prepare me for her not being here, right? That's
Right.
the other part of that layer of love, right? But I'm just only speaking on that to say is that it don't get enough good looks or a good enough clicks, that there really are men out here that really honor and cherish, their marriages and their relationships, that they decide to get into, you know what I'm saying, for better or for worse. Like, I'm really cut from that cloth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the difference. That when people say, well, what make you different? That's what makes me different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You in a whole nother category if you ain't talking like that to me. No disrespect to you and what you got going or how you see it or whatever. But to me, when you really are solid in your commitment and what you keep sacred and what you believe in, you really gonna stand on it to the death. That's just what that is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think, you can't read a book, you can't go to class, can't nobody tell you that online. If it's in you, it's in you to ride like that. And some people ain't built like that, and that's okay. But the ones that are, you know what I mean? We need to shine too. Like, yo, man, like, it's really people that really feel that heart thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really connect with you like that. Like, I'm really eye to eye with you. Like, you. Like, we could really dissolve the whole world and it's just us. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I thank God every day that I got to experience that on this side of life. And I still get to experience because she still rock with me. It's certain things, you know what I mean? My wife would show up and I'd be like, okay, I already know. Because what we said to one another, we really meant it, man. Like, this forever, man. Like, ain't no getting out of this. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, man? That's what's up. Okay. All right. I mean, I got another topic. If you want to get into it, or
Okay.
we can end it, man. It's 11. What you feeling, man?
Oh, man, let's go ahead, man, while we rocking, man. Just, hey, man, tape rolling, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got it to all the clips. You know what I'm saying? All the clips, last clip, poof, it's out. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I feel, man, because, you always want to seize the moment, opportunity. You don't know who's watching, who's listening, who could be inspired, you know what I mean, from just hearing the topic to make them think. That's what I be thinking. So, yeah,
Okay.
man.
All right, facts. All right, man. Let's lighten it up a little bit, man. Let's lighten it up a little bit. So let's talk about Ray J.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So he was in a fight, recently. So I think it's like a kind of like a UFC kind of fight, kind of style. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he
the
got
stream
knocked out.
Ross,
Huh?
the stream that Aiden Ross puts on like a boxing event with
Yeah.
some. Yeah.
Facts. So yes, he had got knocked out by super hot fire in round 2. But then, like after the fight, Ray J had grabbed the mic and he said something. I thought it was kind of interesting. He yelled and said, "Yo, I thought we had a plan." It was like, okay, okay. So my question is this: I guess Ray J was like, "Hey, you gonna let me just beat on you and win? Maybe I pay you something a little extra under the table." That was the vibe I was getting when he said that.
Right.
So so I was like, but a couple months ago, you was like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna die in 6 months." But Ray J, I got a heart condition. Why are you in the ring fighting somebody? Let's talk about that. It's like, what's going on with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Yeah. So,
you can spit your take, because I might get going and get rolling. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Yeah. Yeah. You
You know what I'm saying? I mean, so you know, and the being a pugilist of conversation, you know what I'm saying? I know what I've been doggone getting my, what I'm saying, Apollo Creed on, but you know what I mean? That's just it's always respectfully and, trying to provide, my thoughts and opinions to the viewers and the listeners. But yeah, I can speak on, if you got,
oh yeah. No, I got some things. I'll take it over right quick. So yeah, man. I think of course it was a publicity stunt. You know what I'm saying? As certain things are. I'm sure Reggie got a nice little payday from it. Because hey, money is money. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Money is money. But I mean, of course, I don't know about his health situation right now, everything that's going on. So I can just say, just allegedly, you know what I'm saying? Like he did, have a heart condition. You know what I'm saying? He did, say, oh, I have like 6 months to live and a couple different things like that. So I guess his health is in a little bit better position than what it was. Maybe the doctors who was helping him out have maybe, found something to be like, you know what? You're gonna live for a long time. Let's just change your diet. All that drinking, that ain't part of your diet no more. You know what I'm saying? Like let's cut some shit out and you're gonna be all right. But you know what? I think that, when you're doing like a fight, a celebrity fight, or when you're doing just different things that's out the norm, you gotta still take it serious. You know what I'm saying? Like he still got a gut, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was like working out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to do a fight, I'm gonna take some time, really work on my health. I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna take boxing classes, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna really study the craft. Like, you know what? When I get in here, I'm gonna beat their ass.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, belt to ass. Yeah.
Belt to ass. Thank you. Yes. Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Right, belt to ass. Yeah.
It ain't about taking nothing lightly. You know what I'm saying? This is my reputation. Hey, yeah, this is something different I don't normally do, but I'm getting paid for it. I got to be serious about this. Not know, oh, I used to be in the streets or whatever. And you up there in age now, man. Come on, you got to be real. You know what I'm saying? You don't look like when you're singing One Wish. In that music video, you don't look nothing like that dude. Like, what's going on with you?
Dancing in the rain and spinning around and dropping to your
dropping to your knees and all that stuff, man. Yeah, it ain't like that no more. It ain't like that no more.
Right.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's making some headlines, of course. People is out there, saying it's this and it's that. But obviously, what he did it for payday. Got you. It's about business. But of course, you ain't trying to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, man, look, you gotta start taking your life a little bit more seriously. All right. You got kids, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, oh, Well, they keep showing me this clip of you, daddy, getting knocked out, and they're laughing and stuff at me at school, and how I'm gonna handle this and deal with that, and nah, player, man, nah. I'm sure Brandy calling you and stuff like that. Like, what you doing? You can't be embarrassing me like that. What you doing? This ain't just about you, Ray J. You're affecting my life.
It's affecting my life.
But yeah, nah, man. That's all I got to say about it, man. Just need to do better.
Just do better.
Yeah.
Ray J got to do better. Well, I'll I go back a little bit. And I get what you mean. I do. I take it in. I get it. I get, exactly what you're saying. Do better, and especially about the kids. Having to grow up. Right. But see, that's what led me to something else, and just stay with me now. But because I get that too. I get that part of it. You know what I mean? But what that led me is the thinking, health part, all those things, kids, do better, figure it out, whatever. But the seriousness part of it is two things came to mind in my head. Okay. And I think you're smiling because you see where I'm about to go.
Yeah.
You already see where I'm about to go. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about the seriousness of it. But for the record, let the record reflect, okay? However it may be. There's over the years from Ray J and the Kardashian camp, they have disputed how this alleged tape, you know what I'm saying, was gotten out to the masses. But what we do know is that a tape exists, okay? And I think they actually still have litigation going on because I think he was supposed to have signed allegedly a NDA agreement, a non-disclosure agreement about talking anything about it. Because again, if they did it contractually and actually really made a video and sold it and whatever, there was contracts and things like that. Now, granted, the part that I always found interesting, even because he's talked about this on, which I think he did a second interview a few weeks back on Cam Newton's Funky Friday. Kind of, said some more, interesting things and stuff like that. But even on his first interview that I saw with him on Cam on there, and he kind of talked about that, and he said that, like, hey, I ain't supposed to be talking about this. My lawyer is gonna be mad that I'm talking about it, but he knows the platform that Cam has, and I think he wanted to plant that seed, like, because he said that about his kids. He was like, really, Cam, like, I'm doing this because I don't want my kids to grow up like thinking that their dad was the bad guy. Because the way they allegedly, their side and Camp has always projected, that whole situation was like he was the bad guy. Now, granted, if you want to make him the bad guy because he, took somebody to Pound Town and we got to see it, okay, whatever movie you want to say you was watching or whatever, if you want to say it. But nevertheless, okay, I bring that in to the court of discussion about the seriousness because, again, unfortunately, his kids will have to navigate possibly through that, situation as well. So I'm only saying that in regards that I think even with him saying on Cam Newton's show that he's already kind of thought about these things. But here we are in the now, and something that they might have to deal with to happen over the weekend, Monday morning. It's still not a stress, but they could be in private school or they could get homeschooled. They might not even see no other kids unless, it's arranged because the money and the status or whatever, what have you. But nevertheless, I do agree, like you were saying as well, is about taking it serious because I don't think he did. I think he underestimated Super Hot, which I saw. It's crazy that we're talking about this because just last night, I didn't even know they were going to fight last night, but they did a battle It's online. You should check it out. They Super Hot and Ray J did a freestyle battle where they battled each other, right? Again, creating content, smart, because they know they had this fight leading up and things like that. But they did a rap battle. It wasn't serious, like you could tell, but people know Super Hot from the memes and everything like that. Of, you know what I'm saying, like saying the Super Hot fire verse and everybody go crazy and whatever, you know, like in the ciphers and things like that. And but they had a little battle or whatever, and I was like, yo, man, that's crazy that they would, you know, link up, and because Ray J was kind of trying to be serious, like, you know what I mean, whatever. But I think he underestimated Super Hot and his conditioning, or him taking it serious. And you know, both of them were throwing some wild punches. You know, they didn't have on boxing gloves. You know, they had like the little padded bicycle gloves, what they fought with. But you know, the thing about it is, when it comes down to it, like you said, doing it for the money, and even him speaking on at the end, like, yo, I thought we had a deal. Mm-hmm. See, to me, that's the part of it, again, because this is what most people don't see as well. And I only catch stuff like this is because like this stuff come to me, but I'm like, yo, because like even remember, I think when they were doing the show, it was one of them hip hop California or Love shows or whatever, where he was getting with B2K and they were talking about going on tour. Right? This is like, you know, Bow Wow's Millennium Tour and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, y'all need to get back together, using the show as content, creating a storyline, you know, what executive producers do on shows like that. So they bring B2K on, and he having a meeting with him and everything like that. And he's saying the tour should be Ray J and B2K. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the reason he gave was because he was like, yo, leverage. I'm a bigger entertainer than you guys. Like, what is it going to look like if it's B2K, which I'm only making y'all relevant by us going on this tour? You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't put out no new album. You know, y'all ain't got it popping like that. So it should be Ray J and B2K, right? Now, the reason why I'm making a point to say that is because I think if he did make a deal with Super Hot, that might have been his negotiation and thinking, I'm a bigger star, so let me just cut you some bread or whatever, and you let me get the knockout. My name get bigger. Yours already is what it is. People just know you from memes and, you know what I'm saying, little videos. It's really going to boost you, right? So Super Hot could have went in there and was like, you know what, man, fuck that money, man. I'm fucking cuz up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on this world stage and I'm going to knock this nigga out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go down in history and being recorded. The same dude that called up the Breakfast Club talking about, you know, that when he was at Floyd Mayweather house and he called the Breakfast Club with, you know what I'm saying, with Fabulous, and Fabulous was on the show and he was talking about how he was going to, you know, get some booty goons or something like that, and all of this and all of that. Like, this is the same dude now. And man, salute to Ray J, man, because I think he is a phenomenal mind, an entertainer. He knows the algorithm. He is actually super smart. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the money he's made off of that One Wish record, I know a lot of people give him grief for it, but people don't know he dropped that record independently. So he get all the money, even on the revamp and everything like that, or dropping the anniversary album, like, and people blowing up the streams. He don't cut nobody no check on the record. You know what I mean? He get what, and that's just business smart. Because over time, think about how many records or streams he done got off of that song and how much he uses. So he's a genius when it comes to that. Raycon, the glasses, you know, he's built a lot of businesses. But when it comes to
the Scooty bikes too.
So what? Yeah, the Scooty bike. Yeah, you know, the technology. You know, Ray is a very smart guy, and so, you know, I think that's why he would have negotiated the deal and been so shocked and surprised when he did get knocked out, because he wasn't and didn't take it serious. He wasn't looking to really do that. Just, you know, let's act and all of this. And when Super Hot said, "No, nigga, watch this overhand right," bow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm making fun of Ray, but I'm saying when Ray got to the stage and he couldn't hold it up, and then he just had to sit there for a minute, like, what the just happened, man? Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think, you know, wrapping it up, man, like, you know, to me, like you say, man, he can do things better, but I also think he knows. You think about what he just able to do by making a moment go viral, people talking about it. Now people are going to want to sit down with him and get the interview. Yo, wait, what happened? You know what I'm saying? And whether it's a small podcast, whether it's a big podcast, whether it's Good Morning America, Ray J, Brandy's brother, we got you on today. We want to know, Ray, was that real? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did you really get knocked out, Ray J? Now, granted, we know the video with Kim shows you was knocking something else out, but we just want to know, did you really get knocked out? On mamas, man. On mamas, man. Come on, cuz. Come on, man. Come on, Ray, man. Get it together, Ray.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But hey, you're right though. From the business mind that he has, man, like phenomenal. Like I said, he's made a lot of money in other areas besides music.
Yeah.
And I think people are really sleeping on him because it's like you ain't really made no music like that in a minute, but you still got money coming in. What you doing again? Oh man, I just sold such and such. You know what I'm saying? I went online and and these glasses right here are unbreakable. These glasses are unbreakable.
and broke TV in the interview.
Thank you. They broke it. He still had a straight face like, that ain't just happened. You know, still by.
Yeah. Genius. This is, you know, being able to catch people talking, man. Like, you know, and getting this stuff viral. Like, this dude really, when you look at his career, you know, and I think what fueled him a lot was, and that's a bigger topic I want to ask you about since we're talking about it, because I think that's debatable now, right? Which is, to a certain extent, I know there's going to be certain people, no, it ain't, but just hear and listen to the content. You know what I'm saying? But I think it really fueled him to really get out of the shadow of Brandy and being known as Brandy's brother. You know, because he was on Moesha and, you know, and she was the big, you know, mega star, you know, going to prom with Kobe Bryant and, you know, major hits on the charts and big records and everything like that. And it really cast a shadow for him. And I think, you know, he learned to a certain degree, no disrespect, you know, because I love Brandy, man. But I'm just saying, like, she had a cookie cutter in that era type of image. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A very clean image, you know, and I think, and again, you know, not here to be in judgment of what made her career a success or anything like that, but I'm saying, like, that was always kind of known, it seemed like, you know, that she was, you know, such a, and she could very well be, I don't know Brandon, never met her myself personally, you know, just going off of, you know, what we've seen in the entertainment business, but I'm just saying, so I think that's why he kind of took on the bad boy image, you know what I'm saying, and things like that, you know what I mean, to go to that side so he could get a bigger light. But my question, that being said to you, is has he surpassed Brandy as you know, more of a cultural icon? Now, granted, Brandy's always going to be a cultural icon, no disrespect. But I'm saying, and not having a revisionist history, but I'm just saying, like, to some extent, are they neck and neck, or has he slightly moved in the now to be a bigger star than she is?
I think over the years, I think Brandy is kind of just been coasting. In a sense, you know, it's been like, you know what, I've had so many #1 hits. I've done tours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made good money that could really last me to the rest of my life. I really don't have to be out there, constantly trying to go on different interviews and trying to be doing here and do like different stuff like that. So I think more recognizable, yes, Ray J is at the moment. 1,000%. I mean, I'm sure it's kids right now who's like, who is Brandy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who that is. But it's like, if you're like a little bit older, like, oh yeah, Moesha. Mo to the E to the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody
Yeah.
remember that show, man.
I'm telling you. And then it's like, then with her music and stuff like that, it's like, cool, got you. But it's like, I haven't heard you put out like an album in a while. That's really like, okay, like you up here. That's why I'm like, you know what? You hear more about Ray J. Whether it's just antics, you know what I'm saying, or just him just being him, but he'll go on many different platforms and do interviews. Whether it's the interview with Kurt Franklin. He was on there, was on there. And it was a lot of different stuff. It's like he knows how to, like you said, go viral.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He knows how to leverage that audience, knows how to get those clicks. Brandy ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
And just being real.
Yeah. No, she's not. I mean, she's like you said, she lives, respect, because I think a lot of people in Hollywood sometimes, from that of their career, if they've made enough money or they continue to make residual money, they don't need to be, in the spotlight. They used it for what they wanted for, and they live a great life. Their kids or whatever live a great life, and maybe that's just not necessarily in them. You know what I mean? But yeah, I could see it. Just made me think because to some degree we always kind of look at Ray as being Brandy's brother. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of times when he do stuff, you'll see in the comments, they be like, Brandy, come get your brother. Like, you know what I mean? Like they want Brandy to step in and intervene and stop all this foolishness that Ray is doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I be thinking to myself, like, don't y'all know that if she could, this would have been stopped like 10 years ago? Like, you know what I'm saying? But again, I go back to how he came into the game. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's important, not to just keep bringing it up, but I'm saying, like, it's just a certain way I think that you enter the game that stuff is always going to stay with you, and so because, even like what we doing now, this is recorded in real time. Like, it's been recorded. So, you know what I mean? Like, ain't no reverse, like ain't no unlistening or unseeing. Like, if you watching us now, you watching us. You know what I'm saying? Or you listening to us, when the podcast drop. V.M.O Radio. Live and direct. We tell you this every week. It's live and it's direct. You know what I'm saying? And so, but him coming in the game like that.
And we appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because the people is what make it, man. That's why I say, man, I'm always here for the people, man. I show up, when I can show up and blow up when I can blow up because, the people, and it's not just about just clicks or likes or nothing like that, but like, some of the people, that commented tonight, you know what I mean? Like, it's the fact that we want to create an environment where people can share their opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? And talk about it. Like, even if there's a disagreement or, don't see it the same or whatever, the fact that it might possibly be a release for you to have a voice to say, well, this is what I think about it. Because a lot of people could walk around and not get no live and direct. You know what I mean? They don't talk to nobody and nobody don't talk to them. You know what I mean? Now, granted, people say, oh man, we live in a world with 8 billion people. Man, you would be so surprised. Even entertainers that live such a lonely life, like even we talk about Michael Jackson, that have all these millions of fans around the world. And he, like you said, I think last week, that he would sit up in his room or I know I saw him in an interview say he would sit up in his hotel room and just cry because he really didn't have anybody, you know what I mean, besides when he on the road with. I know his mom Catherine and his sister brother, but I'm just saying like that. I don't know what that would feel like to have millions of people love you, screaming for you, passing out, fainting, and everything, and for you to be inside not really having somebody that you could really connect with in that way, outside of family, outside of,
Right.
just on a human to human level. And so that's why when people do come on here, man, and they share their opinions or they, you know what I'm saying, on the post or whatever, they do whatever, you know what I mean? You got to count it as gain is because in a way, I would rather them get their opinions out than to keep them bottled up. And again, it combusts and spill onto somebody else. So this is the same place, man. V.M.O Radio, man. This is the same place to come have us express our opinions and views and how you have viewers and listeners do the same.
Facts, man. Facts. Again, man, that's a great way to end it right there, man. Wow.
Yeah. What?
Just like that.
Just like that. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, it's all in the flavor and the sauce, man. And we cook it up every week, man. 9 p.m. on Sundays and during the week. Facebook, IG, you know what I'm saying, man? You do a very good job of posting and trying to elicit a response and engagement with people so you can build a community. You can have these conversations. And so, man, we just always thankful for the opportunity to be before you, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to say my piece on it. This is Don Grizzle. I've enjoyed you. I hope you have enjoyed me. I hope we get another opportunity next week to meet up and talk about it again. So I appreciate you. Much respect. Hope you have a great week. Peace and love around the world, but especially in every boy or girl. Because that boy or girl with peace and love can grow up to spread peace and love, just like myself. You're looking at that face. You're looking at that glow. Get you some. Yeah. What? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Keep glowing, keep shining, man. Don't let nobody dim your light, man. Love yourself and keep going, man.
Got to, man. Again, man, we appreciate, man, everybody who tuned in tonight. Again, man, send us some topics you want us to talk about. Like you see, we don't hold nothing back. All right, again, man, this is all genuine, all authentic. All right, you know what I'm saying? This is us really voicing our opinion. Okay? Look, again, man, so you can follow us at, of course, here at James V.M.O. But also check us out, man, on the podcast. On Spotify, man, at V.M.O Radio. All right, we're on Apple Podcasts, man. Wherever you listen to a podcast, that's where we at. All right? I'm letting you know, we there.
We there.
We there. All right? Of course, man, on YouTube as well at V.M.O Radio. We're also on Facebook. We're on IG, V.M.O Radio. Man, definitely connect with us, tune in with us. All right? Let us know. We can hear your opinion as well. Again, man, we appreciate y'all.